In this tutorial, we'll see how you can get access to a free trial of Weglot, understand translation accuracy scores, link your website to Weglot, translate visual elements on your website in real time, translate your website into multiple languages, build and maintain a glossary of words to ensure translation accuracy and consistency, request, track, and publish translations for professionals, view where your customers are connecting from, the pages they view, and what language they prefer. Customize Weglot's language model to better fit your needs and exclude content from being translated on a case-by-case basis. Now, before we begin, I would like to thank Weglot for sponsoring today's video and letting me play around with their pro plan. All right, let's jump right in. Chapter 1, Onboarding. First, click the link in the description below to sign up with Weglot. Once you're on the page, click Get Started for free. You can choose to create an account using an email address or simply sign up using your Google account. That's what I'm going to do. I'll select the account I want to use and click Continue. After creating your account, Weglot will ask you 4 questions to personalize your experience. I recommend answering these to fit your situation. Still, for those of you who want to follow along exactly, I chose marketing/communication, my client's website as an agency, multilingual SEO, and improved translation quality and consistency. Chapter 2, Creating a Translation. Next, you'll be asked to create a project. I'll name mine Patagonia. You'll also need to select the website technology or content management system CMS used to build your website. For our example, I'll select Shopify. Click Next. Next, we need to select the original language of our website and the languages we want to translate it into. I'll select the original to English, and for the translated languages, I'll go with Spanish and French. If you're following along with the free trial or the free plan, you'll only be able to select one language, but everything else will be the same. Click Next. Now, go ahead and enter your domain. I'll be using patagonia.com/home. Next, you have to set the publishing destination. You can either connect the translated copy directly to your live website or use a preview URL. Though Weglot's translations are fairly accurate and reliable, you should always preview them before making them publicly available to avoid embarrassing mistakes and troubleshoot potential issues. It's time to view a preview of your translated website. Go ahead and click the link that's on this page. Click Continue to preview. All right, now click on English in the bottom right corner. Switch to Espanol and click the menu off. In a few seconds, the site should update. There we go. Looking over the site, you'll see that most of the content has translated, with 2 notable exceptions. The header at the top hasn't translated, and scrolling down, neither has the latest stories section. Hover over the latest article, a letter from Yvonne Chenard, and you'll see the dynamic text here also hasn't been translated. We will see how to fix that later in this video. But I hear you asking, how accurate is this translation? Well, Weglot can help with that too. Their website has a free AI translation checker that you can access. I'll have a link to this tool down in the description. All you have to do is type your original URL, patagonia.com/home, and select the source language English and the target language Spanish. Hit Analyze Website. In a few seconds, you'll have an estimated translation accuracy score. Mine is at 100%, and even if perfection is unlikely, a high score shouldn't be surprising. English to Spanish is one of the most common translation requests. Let's redo the test, but in English to French. Scroll down in the menu here and click New Analysis. Keep everything the same, but switch the target language to French. Run the analysis. This time, we got a little bit of a lower score of 67%. Still, we need to place that score in context. According to a 2021 academic article on translation success rates, Google Translate was accurate between 55 and 94% of the time. This wide accuracy range was explained by 2 factors. First, how common is the translation request? The more experience Google Translate or an AI model has in translating between languages, the better the results. The second factor has 2 components and is far more complicated. The first of these is the linguistic differences, and the second is the unspoken cultural subtleties that can be literally translated from one language to another. We'll see how Weglot recommends addressing these concerns later. For now, let's head back over to Weglot and continue. Let's skip setting up our language model for now. Instead, let's take a look at Weglot's dashboard. Chapter 3, Dashboard Overview and Walkthrough. Rather than simply showing you where everything is on the dashboard in this chapter, I'm going to show you what each tool does too. Let's start with the left sidebar. It is broken into three main areas. Translation. This is where you can manage everything translation related for your website. Statistics. This is where you can view metrics on your customers' translation requests. Settings. The project level configuration hub where you can switch translated languages, refine your language model, take the preview version of your site live, and more. Alright, with that out of the way, let's take a look at each setting. We'll go from top to bottom, starting with languages. Here you can manage the project's languages, add or remove languages, and view language-specific stats and settings. On this page, you can see the total number of words that Weglot translated and the percentage of those words that have been manually checked. You can also open a more detailed view of each language by clicking the writing icon next to the trash can. Now I'm viewing all 283 blocks of text that Weglot translated from English to French. Click the back arrow in the upper left to head back to the dashboard. URLs. Here you can view all the web pages that Weglot has translated on your site. Right now, there are only 4, but that's okay. Every time a customer visits a page, the translation will be generated and stored in this list. You can also add URLs by clicking the hyperlink text at the bottom of the URL list. Visual Editor lets you browse your site live and edit translations in real time. For example, click Start Editing and switch the language from English to Espanol. Remember how the text in the header didn't change? Well, now I can change it. I'll click Featured, then click the pencil icon. And if you're happy with the automatic translation, like I am, click OK. Normally this would change the text, but it hasn't here because I'm using a Shopify example. For it to work properly, I'd need to head over to Shopify, open Settings, go to Languages, and delete the native language settings. Let's move on to the next tool, Glossary. Here, you can add and enforce preferred translations for specific words or phrases to ensure consistency. This is especially important for non-literal translations, marketing slogans, and branded contents. For example, I'll click Add Glossary Rule. Keep the rule set to Never Translate, type Patagonia into the box, and hit Save. Now, in both Spanish and French, Patagonia will never be translated. Professional translations. Order human translations or review quotes and project statuses. Weglot works with TextMaster, so you can easily and cheaply request a professional to proofread your site before you go live. URL slugs. Manage translated versions of your page slugs URLs and edit slug translations. A URL slug, by the way, is what goes at the very end of a URL. For example, in the URL patagonia.com/home, home is the slug. I'll hit Auto Translate next to it, and Weglot takes care of the rest. I strongly recommend doing this for all your URL slugs to make your content more visible to all of your customers. Now, we're in statistics. This area is short and sweet. Translation requests. The first chart will show you the number of translation requests made by your customers in a specific time frame, daily, weekly, or monthly. And translation requests by URL will show you the 5 most visited pages on your website and the number of translation requests for each. Page views. First things first, click Activate. Now, you'll see what country your visitors are from, the pages they're browsing, and the language their browser is set to. Both of these tools can help you prioritize translation requests, ensuring your most popular pages are reviewed by a professional first. We're getting there. Let's tackle settings next. General, where you can view and change the project name, domain settings, default language, and basic operational settings. The only one you will regularly use is the form at the bottom. Essentially, fill out this form so Weglot knows what type of content you're translating. For our example website, I'll select e-commerce store, retail and fashion, and marketing. Language model. Here's where you can configure Weglot's AI to meet your site's specific needs. Click Configure. It will auto-generate preferences for you. While most will be correct, you will absolutely want to change the website description to accurately reflect your content, business, and brand. Here is the website description I'll use. Patagonia sells high-quality outdoor recreation products for both men and women, including clothing, equipment, and food. As a benefit corporation, we pride ourselves on preserving the natural wonders of our world for future generations and providing free outdoor safety information to the general public. Beyond this, the tone of voice, audience, and language model advanced options look correct. Make sure to hit Save after updating your website description, and let's move on. Language Switcher. Configure the on-site Language Switcher widget. Style, position, display rules, and which languages appear. Click Switcher Editor to pull it up. Now, you'll be editing the switcher's specific rules to fit your needs. When you're done, you can drag and drop the button anywhere on your website. Exit out of that tab and head back to the dashboard. Translation exclusions. Here you can set rules or selectors to prevent certain content blocks from being translated. This is most useful when dealing with branded content, and you'll likely rarely use this section for anything else. Setup. Remember how we paused the onboarding earlier by not setting up our language model? This is how we get back to it. We'll do that shortly. Shopify settings. Shopify specific configuration, notably the dynamic elements tool that lets you translate third-party content on your website, especially reviews. Setting up this tool goes beyond the scope of today's video, but I'll include a link in the description to a help article by Weglot. Project members. We're ending on an easy one. This is where you can invite and manage team members and assign them permissions. All right, now that we've made our way through that mess, let's quickly look at the toolbar at the top of the dashboard. Overview. This is where you can view your plan usage and the users associated with your accounts. You can also see your active projects in the center, along with an activity feed that shows all major changes and updates to your projects. Projects. Here you can choose which project to view. Once you click on that project's name, it'll open the view we are used to seeing. We'll come back here shortly. Billing. This is where you can view and change your current subscription. Settings. This lets you surrender control of a Weglot project to someone else. Routing out this section, the bell icon shows notifications, the question mark icon takes you to Weglot's help center, and the last icon lets you view your account information. Now you know your way around Weglot. More than that, you know what each tool can do. Let's head back to our project and finish setting it up. Chapter 4. Finishing the setup. Click Finish My Setup. Now, you'll be prompted to enter your website DNS information so Weglot can actually integrate with your site. Since I don't have access to Patagonia's backend, I'll expand skip this section and click on it. If you've been following along with your own website, then click Start Quick Connect. You'll have to complete 4 steps. Follow the on-screen instructions, and your website will be live. And that's it. Click Go to My Translations to continue refining your website's translation by improving your language model, adding words to your glossary, and consulting with Weglot's professional translators along the way to make sure you're providing your customers the best experience. All right, in this video, you learned how to let Weglot translate your website into another language and customize every step of the process using the comprehensive dashboard. Remember, you can try Weglot absolutely for free using the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.